Yo, you already know it's your boy Trill Teo, and I'm here with the Ghetto Flower, Fresh Flower Podcast. We're back at a new space. Super excited to jump into today's episode. You already know, got my main man, co-host Q in the building. What's good, gang?
What's going on, gang? Hey, new place.
Excited,
new place, bro.
excited,
New place,
excited.
new guests. It's going to be fun.
Looking forward to it, bro. Let's hop right in. So who do we got?
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Kim Aponi here,
Hey, the one and
also
only.
known as Aponi. And artist, visionary, anything that needs to be.
Let's get into it.
Jack of all trades. A legend.
Thank you so much.
Let's get into it. So one of the first questions I want to ask you is, I see you're at Lollapalooza, you're at Summer Smash. Like, how was both of those festivals?
Yes, well, I try to stay as busy as possible, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I think as a woman specifically, like, I always try to, like, engage myself in, like, the newest and, like, the most elevating things that I can stimulate myself with as an artist as well. And also just, like, as a Chicago kid, like, I want to stay busy all the time. So I got the blessing and the call to, like, come and work with Lala with the Tyler, the creator group. So that was really cool. Yeah, It was nice to really, like, shout out to the good ones real quick. But it was nice to be able to, like, enter a new atmosphere of fans. And, like, honestly, like, even just kind of step into that world for real, because I rock with Tyler, like, like, who doesn't for real? You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
a genius right
there. So he just did Don't Tap the Glass and shit. So that was really nice to, like, listen to the project, like, have my own experience, and then, like, quite literally, like, welcome and be a part of that as well in terms of, like, Lollapalooza and just, like, the Chicago fan base. So it was really nice. I had a good time.
No, that's fire. That's fire.
That's lit.
And Summer Smash.
Yeah, Summer Smash.
Yeah, who
I was
you there
at Summer
with?
Smash with Starline, which Chance the Rapper.
Cool,
Shout out
for
to Chance the Rapper. August 15th. Make sure you go grab that Starline.
Hell yeah.
So that's my people's for real fam for real. And I just, whenever I get that call when they need me, I'm there. Period. And I don't even play about that. Like, I'm a real loyal person. So they've always kind of looked out for me in certain types of ways. So I'm always Johnny on the spot for them. And I really treat every type of, like, artist, like, collaboration as if it's, like, my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, that's
I was at Summer Smash, like, yo, I'm you know what I'm saying, representing Starline as if, and I went to Ghana with, Chance the Rapper and Vic too. So it was really nice to just kind of, like, back that up, not only as a real fan, but also as, like, a real team member, and just be like, hey, like, I know you getting a t-shirt, but you might want to grab the vinyl too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It was cool. It was nice. And it's always cool to see how, like, that world emerges for each artist. You know what I'm saying? Chance has, like, some real diehard fans, and I'm a part of that. So it's nice to represent that and just meet other people that share that same type of, like, interest.
100%,
no, for sure. And yeah, he's he's actually selling the physical mixtapes right now.
Right, it's so cool. With the NFC, you can just tap it. It's so hard.
I'm like, that shit's
it's
crazy.
So hard,
crazy.
We just did, like, that little pre-release album party too. I was at
that's what bro was telling me.
At Recess. That was super cool. It was nice. I got to walk around, be one of the star girls with the varsity jacket and the crop and everything, and, like, let people tap it with their phones and, like, anticipate an album that we've been waiting on for, like, a long time. You know what I'm saying? And it was beautiful to also see the cover art be like pushed out. So it was special. I like being a part of special events, and that's what I really, like, try to be most a part of nowadays.
Hey, I feel you. I don't want to get too off on a tangent right now, but you brought up the whole Ghana thing. Like, how was that going out there?
It was so fun. I had a great time.
What year was that, real quick?
That was 2023. The top of it.
Okay, cool.
If I'm not mistaken, it might have been 2022. I'm not on my P's and Q's right now, but it was. I know it was in January. Yes, I know it was in January. I think it was 2023 though. I ain't gonna lie, because I was still living in New York. And it was crazy. I was still living in New York, and I had never been out the country, y'all.
First.
And when I tell you, like, Vic, like, that's my boy. Shout out to Vic. You know what I'm saying? He had, like, announced, you know what I'm saying, that they were doing the lineup and stuff. I seen Erykah Badu, T-Pain. I'm like, hold on, this is a great lineup. I really want to go, right? But keep in mind, I didn't even have a passport whole time. So I'm like, from probably like October to December, and keep in mind that, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing is in January.
Yeah.
I was like busting my butt, you know what I'm saying, to really make sure I had the passport bread together, had to get it expedited, you know what I'm saying? And keep in mind, like, I don't necessarily know, like, my African heritage. So I really had to, like, lock in with all my homies and like really like connect with my Ghanaian friends and be like, yo, like, this is a trip I'm really interested on taking. Like, let me know how I can, you know, get there. Get there a little bit faster. For sure. So I was definitely blessed with like just the guidance and honestly like the spiritual guidance as well to like make that happen. And I ended up throwing a New Year's party, and that New Year's party it just so happened in Chicago, actually.
Okay,
in Chicago. And then it just so happened to clear for me to actually go to Ghana. Like I had enough bread to go to Ghana after that.
Dope.
So it was nice. It really showed me like if you push and you work hard for something, like you're going to get the fruits of your labor, you know what I'm saying? So it was nice. It was
work hard till it works out.
That for sure worked out. And we're gonna go back to that. We're gonna go to the origin story. But I want to ask you real quick, how was it doing the Lyrical Lemonade shoot with the Dream Team?
150, yes, sir. Yeah. Shout out to Lyrical and 150. That was like great opportunity, and I was like super blessed to be so welcomed into this space. Like both, teams honestly have an immense amount of culture themselves. So that was really something that I wanted to like highlight and honestly just like immerse myself into. Like I've been a Herb fan since, he was Lil Herb for real. It was really cool to like, honestly like really work with a Chicago legend and like honestly even hand, one of these to a Chicago legend. Like that was super nice. And at that point in my life, like specifically, I was just so well prepared for an opportunity like that. And I feel like that's, that comes in terms of like your spirituality and your faith and, just being on point with yourself and like being on top of it as an adult. Like I was ready for that call, and I was so blessed to be able to not only be ready for the call, but be like, present and get all pretty for it. And even just sit there and dribble the ball with them and just like, have fun and spend time like immersed in their culture specifically. So I got to be in the 150 Dream Team shoot for their e-commerce. Is like his first like 150, kind of like capsule. So that was really cool. It was really cool. It was really nice. And then I also got to be a part of the Lyrical Lemonade lunch style freestyle type vibe. So it's so funny. Like when they first dropped it, somebody had put a caption in there like the shorty in the gray is so real. And I was like, it had like over 200 likes on the comment. It was so crazy. Like they was rocking with me. I was like, for this to be like, I didn't even know that they was gonna do Capricorns. Keep in mind, I'm a real Herb fan. Like you can see in the video, I know that song bar for bar. Like I was going off. So, and they told me too, like literally, like Lotto Beats was in the corner. He like, bro, if you know it, like, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? So it was really nice to like have that moment literally alongside Herb.
That was really cool. Like, then, that's history.
You feel me, right? And then the Lyrical team, like quite literally, I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So really shout out to them too. Shout out to Ellie. I really appreciate that. Just that welcoming, like that's what I'm saying, that's so much further than like a call or opportunity. That's real like ethos of a company for real. And I really respect that out of both of them.
No, for sure. And I like how you said like I was ready for that moment.
Feel me?
Because like you just may think like sometimes like I need this right now, I need this, but no, it's gonna come to you at the right time.
And I'm such an analytical, like critical person, and like people be like, why you put so much pressure on yourself? And I'm like, because like calls like that, you know what I'm saying, when you're ready for them, they gonna come, you know what I'm saying? So I really take stuff like that seriously. I take myself serious. So it's like any space that I walk into, I have to demand that type of energy. So it was nice. It was really cool.
I feel you. And like at this point, like what do you not do? Because I'm, like I see you do so many things. Like you're so multifaceted. Like what do you not do at this point? Like what? Like how?
I still don't know how to swim. I learned that one. That's at the top of my list. Yes, literally. But I appreciate that. I really appreciate like the adversity and like just energy period. And I always like see myself as like an energy scientist, and if I apply myself to something, like respectfully, I'm gonna go all the way. I'm glad that shows, and people kind of also get like the inspiration from that, you know what I'm saying? Because at one time, I'm quite literally just starting off something, but if you keep at it, I'm a consistency type of girl. You know what I'm saying? It starts to become a skill after a while. So I really do, like, I pay attention to that, and I do keep a list of things, you know what I'm saying, that I don't do. And I pay attention to stuff like that just for myself, because like with the type of person I want to grow up to be, 50, 60 years old, like I want to have a lot under my belt and in my tool belt type vibe.
I feel you. Because I'm the same way. Like if there's something new, I'm always trying to learn about it and do it, because it's always better when you get outside your comfort zone.
Literally. What's your sign?
Aries.
You're an Aries? Okay, you fire? Okay. So that you're a passionate person then. Yes. I'm an air sign. So like I'll be like real intuitive, like real kind of like even just innovative. I'm like, okay, like what can I stretch and break into that's kind of like new and different?
I feel you. So let's get into the origin of this. So
let's take it back.
So like, when did you get into? I don't even, because I was gonna say, when did you get into art? But like, when did you get into art? When did you get into music? Like, what was that whole?
When
like,
did you start expressing yourself?
That's a good one. I really do want to like always shout out my parents because I'm the only child, and they really gave me a great like platform to just like be myself and express myself and like, you know, just be, you know, everything that I wanted to be and even try a lot of different things. So that was always nice to have that ability at a young age. I think that I started to cultivate that though, probably like around 13, 14 years old. I was like transitioning from like wanting to be a Chicago hooper to being like, okay, this might not work, babe. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to figure out something else. So once I started kind of like getting into it with my coaches and stuff and kind of realizing like, wow, I might not be able to go to the NWBA, you know what I'm saying, and have this Derrick Rose story that I thought I was gonna have. I was like, okay, well, let me just start, you know, trying new stuff and everything. So it always starts for me on a personal level. Like I had a homie that quite literally had let me borrow a jean jacket and was just like, yo, like, you know, you can hold on to it. And I had been holding on to it for so long that I felt like guilty giving it back in its original form. So that's kind of what started me to kind of like look at clothes differently and like kind of step into fashion, because I'm like, hold on, like I want my clothes to be different than everybody else. And I want this to like start with somebody that I care about. And that person low key is no longer here. Rest in peace to David King.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, like he really started and just believed into that, like, you know, aspect of like, yo, she can transform something. So having that belief on a personal scale, like from a homie, it really like propelled me to believe in myself so much more. Like it starts with my friends for me, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Like I really, really, you know, appreciate that motivation. So that's kind of like my beginning into clothes, was like painting on things and like, you know, altering things, like distressing jeans. You know, a lot of people kind of start there. And then once like that kind of came smooth, I literally started to like get into graffiti and tagging and stuff. And that's how I made my logo for like my clothes and all that type of stuff. And then I realized like, okay, I'm not just making, you know, denim. I'm not just making t-shirts. I'm just making like products all across the board, you know what I'm saying? So I coined that real easily like in 2016. And I just been running with it since, low key, to be honest. It started off as Kim Products in 2016.
Kim Products, that's what
and I moved it to Shy Products in about like maybe 2020. So yeah, it's been smooth.
Why did you do the name change?
Because I realized like it was always gonna be bigger than Kim, and that's a big part of like my philosophy as a person. Like everything I do is not just for me. Like some people would never guess that I'm so selfless. I'm one of the most selfless individuals I've ever encountered for real, because it really does start for others. In my book, like mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, it's for others. It's not about you in my head. You know what I'm saying? It's always bigger than you. So I just feel like everything that I've kind of like tapped my fingers into, it always kind of like starts there. And then it kind of, you know, kind of like the circles back, full circles into me. But that's intentional. Like I try to start it outward first so that it can quite literally cycle inward and then continue to elevate.
I like that you broke that down.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
And I want to ask you, like, what were you tagging on? Like,
were you doing a train?
All type of stuff. I'm like, my mom
On the
finna
seat
watch
today,
this. Come on, I'm embarrassing her. But all type of stuff. I had this one photo shoot I'll never forget. It was called like the OBAS. It was one big ass photo shoot because my mom ain't want me cursing. But it's so funny. Like, one big ass photo shoot. And I had like 4 photographers there. It was like I invited 25 people and I just like broke them all into groups. But I had enough clothes for everybody, so it was kind of cool. Like we was kicking it for real, and basically my mom kind of gave me free range of like the radius of my block. She's like, you can't go on the next block, you can't go past this block. You know what I'm saying? But you can kind of kick it over here. And I grew up in like the West Town area, that's kind of like right by the Chicago Tribune building. It's kind of grungy over there. Like it's a cement factory back there, the Metro's back there and stuff. So I grew up right next to this viaduct. That was the first thing I got to tag. I told my mom, I said, oh, it's Photoshop. It's Photoshop. She said, oh, for real? I said, oh, it's Photoshop. That's not real, it's Photoshop. So I got away with it for a while. I got away with it for a while until she started circling back. She said, hold on.
She was
I
actually
seen
seeing
that on the viaduct. When I went past it, and my mom used to have a drop top convertible. Why would I not think?
Sure.
Right. I'm like, why would I not think that she was going to look up one day on the corner of our crib? It was so funny.
That's
but my
hilarious.
dad was like, so about it. He's like, oh yeah, like go ahead, express yourself. Like just don't get in trouble. Don't do no federal property. So it was cool. Like I never necessarily got into like, you know, the real tagging, you know, industry of like trains and like, you know, spending lots of bread on paint. I was not into that. I just little eyeball, little name, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so it was nice. Yeah, it was cool. But people saw me doing that, and then they started to respect the clothes more. Because it's like, okay, she's not just throwing it on t-shirts. Like I seen this on a sidewalk.
Yeah, true.
So I want it on a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of cycled back really nicely, which I appreciate. It was part of the branding back then.
How did you like develop, I guess, that like artistic skill? Was it something that you taught yourself, or like you pulled inspiration from others? Like what made you, I guess, start to like pick up a pen or pick up like some paint and just start like, drawing on shit?
Definitely. I think I have an intrinsic level of fearlessness.
Fearlessness, okay.
And I'm a risk taker. And I've always been a risk taker, low key. Like at a young age, I've always like felt confident enough to like bet on myself, you know, kind of like bend the rules a little bit. And to just like do things that everybody else wasn't doing. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I feel like that intellectual audacity is really what kind of got me the courage to be like, no, you got this. Like, you could do it. Like, I was my first fan technically before anybody else was. But then it started cycling back, and it was like, oh, okay, now I'm inspiring people I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool. Like, I think, like, even just the way that I carry myself, it's like quite literally a walking billboard. And you kind of have to, like, get jiggy with it if you know what I'm saying? If you feel it, you know what I'm saying? So I do think a lot of things start off as a feeling. And I just always felt confident that I was not going to be a regular person. You know what I'm saying? Simple. And I like feeding into that at a young age can do so much for you.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? It gives you that extra oomph to pick up the pen, you know, pick up the spray paint, pick up this, pick up that, and just try it.
100%.
And we're talking about your art career, and then you did get into more of the, you know, you making clothes, but what was the first thing you actually sold? Like anything, it could be anything. What was the first thing you actually sold? I'm really interested.
This is a good one. So I'm from the west side of Chicago. And the first sale I ever made, technically, like, you know what I'm saying, valuable artistic sale, was a jean jacket to, his name was Jaw. He's part of Pivot Gang.
Oh, yeah.
So he had inquired me about like a Supreme kind of like remake, you know, jean jacket. And he's like, I got $60 for you. I'm 15 years old, and I'm like, bet. That's lunch money. That's Chipotle money. Come
so
on,
was this before Kim Products? Or
yes, technically. When I finished his jacket, that's really like how I even kind of started calling it Kim Products for real, because, you know, he had a decent following back then. You know, he associated with Saba and stuff. It was like, I got to start calling this something. And I had my tag on his jacket, too. So he kind of was like, okay, well, what you know what I'm saying? What do you want to call it? So then I made the Twitter. And it was Kim Products. And I made the Twitter before I even made an Instagram for it, low-key, because I was just on Twitter real bad back then. I had deleted my Instagram in 8th grade because I got suspended for it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so literally, they did not let me have it. It was like, no, you cannot have an Instagram if you're at this school. So I'm like, okay, babe, we on Twitter, babe. We on Twitter. Like, that cool. Really? So, like, literally just that pivot, and then quite literally getting associated with Pivot Gang. It was cool. It was a perfect
was that a pun right there?
You feel me?
Was that a pun right there? Okay.
Yeah, so it was cool. It was nice. That was my first sale, though. And I still give my hat off to, like, you know, anybody, regardless of, like, you know what I'm saying, the Chicago politics, like, history is history. Like, the bread was the bread. Time is time. Shoot, at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's my story. That's my history.
It don't matter. It's a story.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you said the tag. Like, what tag did you put on there? Was it just Kim Products on the back?
Like, was it I had like the little halo with the eyeball on it, and it's like K-I-M. It's technically not an I.
Okay.
It's really just like K and an extra like M little swerve, but it has a little devil's tail on it. So that used to be my old tag. So what I would do is I used to get, you know, like the end of a compass? Like that real pointy part. I used to get the real pointy part of a compass, go in my dad's little workshop, 'cause my dad's a carpenter, and get some white paint and go in there with that white paint and put it on some leather and then sew the leather onto the jacket. And that was like my tag at the time, like, you know, clothes tag.
Okay.
So I always was kind of into like the heavy duty industrial type of look. And I like literally, since I had sold it for some bread, I was like, oh, I want people to know who made it. So yeah, that was like the first time I had something with my name on it that I like had sold. Cause the first jacket I made, technically I didn't get no bread from that. That was just for my homie type shit. So. Yeah, that's my first one.
So that's the first product. So what product do you feel like you made that was like the one that you were really starting to be like get traction from? That one right there?
This my baby.
That
this
one.
My baby.
That is the one.
Who ain't seen it?
That one.
Who ain't seen it though.
That's the real question. Who ain't she?
You know what I'm saying?
I got 2 at home.
You feel
I got 2 at home. I got 2.
You got
I got
2?
red and black
He
one.
said,
I got red and
it's
black
okay,
one.
we're gonna get you yours.
Get me
I got
right.
red and black
Don't
one.
worry.
Let's get
don't
right.
worry. You can have a ghetto flower collab. Fine.
No, for real.
Little
For
wink,
real.
wink, look, right?
Little
Whole
bedazzle.
time.
But,
yeah,
but
no, this
speak on that design though, because you know, like I said, I got 2 of them myself. So speak on that.
Yeah, this was my baby.
That's cold.
And you know what's crazy?
was-
Real quick, one of mine I just pop out with, and the other one I actually wash. So so I got
Exactly, dog, for real. See, you throwing y'all gems. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know you're a real dresser.
Yeah, for real.
You gotta have the real pop
If you
out,
really-
and then you
yeah.
gotta have the backup in case a shorty take it home or something. You gotta have that
If you really
backup.
like that shit,
For
if you
sure,
really like
literally.
that, she got double.
For
you
sure,
feel me?
definitely. But so I am like a grandma's, grandpa's, great auntie type of baby, real bad. And my mom used to make me spend a lot of time in my great aunt's house. She used to stay off of like 91st and Ashland, all the way down south. Keep in mind, I go to Lincoln Park High School, so I'm going between Lincoln Park High School to like I don't know how to pronounce the neighborhood off the top of my. It's blanking me right now, but 95th and Ashland, nice long distance, right?
You out there.
And as I was taking like, Ashland all the way down on the Ashland bus every once in a while, like I kind of was thinking about like, it'd be so cool to start having more like catchphrases or like sayings and stuff like that. So the first one that I came up with was Chicago's trusted brand. Because I just felt like that just felt very like, like regal and like, kind of like retro almost. So I was like, okay, we like that. We gonna keep that. And then after that one, I was like, okay, what if it would be cooler if something had the same amount of letters in it? So a lot of people don't know, but this is 777.
Tough.
Yeah, so it's like the letters, you know what I'm saying, match up individually to each side. That's why it quite literally is so symmetrical to the eye as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had came up with Chicago Creates Legends, and I knew I wanted to be like something like creative or like, something, Chicago something. You know what I'm saying? Because I had that Chicago's trusted brand. So once I got Chicago Creates Legends, I'm like, yeah, that's the one. And I had put it on this like old denim varsity jacket that my cousin had. And you know what I'm saying? The older cousins used to have all the drip back then. All the drip. And my cousins was always fly. Like I come from a real fly family. Like we do not play about none of that. Both of my grandparents had Cadillacs parked out front, babe. My mom had a drop top, dad had a truck. Like I come from a real flashy
They probably had
family.
fur coats.
Exactly, bad. Like minks, a couple of minks. You know what I'm saying? Literally. So yeah, I had kind of like started with like, that bigger product. I was like, okay, this is like a varsity jacket. I wanted to pop. I made it like really big on the back. And it's crazy because I made it that one jacket and I had a bad habit of doing that. I made that one jacket and I let it go. I sold it. And I was like, ooh, okay. 2 years later, probably like 2018 from 2016, I seen a picture of it. And I was like, that's a good one. I forgot about that one.
Let's bring that
hold
back.
on, exactly. I'm like, hold on, that's a good one. And that's like when I was taking graphic design in high school. So I had the time to like quite literally sit and make more graphics in school and like, like quite literally, with Photoshop with the full Adobe suite for real. And I was like, yo, this is a good one. So I definitely knew I wanted it to be like sports-esque varsity font because I'm just that type of person. I've always been a sports kid myself anyway. I used to play like volleyball, softball, basketball, tennis, all of these different sports like every other season and stuff. So I knew I wanted it to be like that. And then quite literally basketball kind of was like my biggest bank when I was a kid. So I'm like, let me kind of pop it out like a basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like I really liked like Space Jam growing up. Like I'm a huge Jordan kid, you know what I'm saying? I loved retros, period. So it's just something about that nostalgia that I wanted to add to the twist instead of just making it like varsity across the board. So I just gave out my little formula quite literally, but it's so much depth into it too. You feel me? It's so much depth into like the message itself. And I think like I'm so like grateful that I didn't let that one just completely slip. Because once I seen it again, I'm like, oh no. This gonna have to be on a clock. Like this is a good one. You know what I'm saying? So I had just got into silk screening at the time and I was silk screening my own clothes. So how people be, all these kids be going to the manufacturer and on WhatsApp, I wasn't doing all that back then. You know what I'm saying? This is 2018. 18.
So like, what's the process of that?
So you're in your room doing it all?
Exactly, yeah. So basically you have to like get like this wood frame, and like at the time there was this place called Chicago Silk Screen. They are closed down now. It's so sick. But it was only like a $60 screen at the time for them to like place your design on a silk screen. Okay. And what you have to do is like place the garment real flat, and then you just like go down there with some ink. And you ever seen that big old squeegee they be having? Yeah.
So just do that.
I didn't watch no tutorials, child. I ain't called nobody, nothing. I just kept trying until I got it. And that's also how I learned how to do tattooing for real. People be asking like, who taught? I'm like, no, I kept trying until I figured it out, quite literally. And then I went back and got my license, got my certificates, like did all the other stuff. But yeah, with silk screening, quite literally, like I had got the silk screen first. Got that made, and then I was like, okay, now it's ready to be popped out. You know what I'm saying? Like I had that formula. Quite literally, I had got like the dime bags for it. I had got the tray 5 bags for it. You know what I'm saying? All I had to do was bag it up. So I still got the screen to this day, and I look at it all the time, and I still use it. Quite literally, I got an order like of 20 T-shirts I got to do with the same screen that I've had since I was like 17. Damn, so that investment in self, that investment in your art is so important at such a young age. Like if you know any teenagers and you see that they have some type of like interest in art, throw some money towards it, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Don't just buy one product, but throw some money into getting more materials for them to continue to create. You know what I'm saying? Because quite literally, like my godmom, she got my first screen. And I was like, okay, like she put me in a game with this one. Like I was able to make so much bread off that first one. So I already like knew how to kind of like continue to multiply that. And that was so important to have that formula. But I ain't have the $60 at first. Then, you know what I'm saying? So all it took was somebody to throw that 60. Quite literally, I made that 60 probably into like 4-5 bands in college. Easy. And then was able to like keep getting more and stuff like that. So I'm really grateful for people that seen that I was serious about my stuff and was matching me with that seriousness, even if it was $40, $50. You know what I'm saying? It made a difference.
No, it goes a long way.
It does, yeah. And now, you feel me, quite literally, even with the rhinestones, like that was just the next step of elevation from it. I'm like, okay, you know, the ink is cool, you feel me? Like that's easy though. I'm like, how can I take this up a scale? So when Fortune House had got the MCA collab, this was like right before COVID. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do a fashion show at MCA. Yes, that was a long time ago. And McCoffrey, shout out to Fortune House Art Center. McCoffrey called me. He like, yo, like, you know, I want you to show some pieces. I was already in school at Parsons in New York. He's like, I want you to show some pieces. You know what I'm saying? Come back to the land and like, you know, pop your shit real quick. So I'm like, bet, cool. I got to have some crazy shit. Keep in mind, this was like right after Virgil. You know what I'm saying? It's right after Virgil did his exhibit there. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a good point to like elevate. And I was like, okay, I was working at Pierre Moss at the time. I had learned a thing or two. You know what I'm saying? Quite literally, I'm in college at this point. So I'm like, okay, let me start. Now I'm on WhatsApp, you know, hitting the manufacturers and going on the websites and finding new ways to produce higher quality garments rather than making them on the floor in my mama's house or you know, on a table in my school. You know what I'm saying? It was nice to see that investment. Also just torpedo shoot. I had made the first sample a week before COVID hit.
Damn, that's crazy.
And that's how I got this to move the way it did. Quite literally, it's because of lockdown. And I had it ready when lockdown was happening. I had already ordered probably like 50 to 100 units because I was preparing for the fashion show the whole time. Now I'm just sitting in the crib like, hey, I got clothes. Y'all got this PPP money.
Right, exactly.
Y'all got these, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got these this 1,200. Yeah. Here it comes shop. You know what I'm saying? And I had been making clothes in my crib for so long. I had such a variety of products at that. So I had like the butterfly sweats and I had like, you know, the mask that you pull up at the top, the mask that go across. Like, you know, I was like really diversifying myself with that, especially with the resources that I had in New York. I had already had the numbers of all my people like, yo, I'm finna come to the back of the warehouse and get 3 boxes of hoodies. They're like, okay, bet, cool, yeah, you good. This store gotta be open. You know what I'm saying? So that was really cool to like understand that the pieces that I already put into the puzzle was quite literally already making a picture for me. And it like really that level of preparation at the end of the day and seriousness and being ready for something like the pandemic. Like I ain't never seen bread like that. I was making more bread than my parents do.
Flipping
so you feel me? That's literally. Tough. So it was nice to be able to call my OG and be like, yo, like you don't got to worry about rent. Like call my pop. Like, you don't got to worry about rent. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is good. You know what I'm saying? So it was nice to have a product that really meant something and then quite literally watch it change my life as well.
Yeah. Because it was like a statement at the end of the
you
day.
Feel me? And it's still to this day.
Yeah.
Still to this day. When Herb saw it, he like, oh, yo, that's fire. That's fire. He like, you make kid sizes?
Yeah, bro.
You feel me? Right.
Bro.
Coming soon.
Family, everybody get one.
So how many people that has that hoodie that like, that people would know? Like as far as like,
who are some big names?
Yeah, big names.
Yeah, let's see. Well, I mean, we can definitely throw Herb out there. I think that's like my most recent one. Joey Perk was super receptive when I gave him his, and I always appreciate that. Superstar Kami, my boy, he was like, yo, I got the black, I want the brown. Bet, cool, you got it. You know what I'm saying? My people's like all the save money for real, you know what I'm saying? Then lock that down from the jump because those was always my hometown legends.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to give it to guys like that first, no matter what. And then I've gotten the hoodie quite literally to people that are not even from Chicago as well, which I consider too to still be a part of the legendary aspect and stuff. Like I've brought these hoodies to Ghana and my homies in Ghana still have the pieces. You know what I'm saying? So
that's big.
even somebody like Z Money, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a West Side legend, respectfully. So like just stuff like that be important to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even just more of the like local guys, like, more of the dance community and stuff. I always try to look out for the dance community because I know how it is, going back and forth. And, you got the dance clothes and your pop out clothes and all different types of stuff like that. So I never necessarily like wanted it to be like too ambassador focused.
Okay.
I want it to be more local focused.
Yep.
So I wanted you to see it in your neighborhood before you seen it in your favorite celebrity.
Yeah.
I was intentional about that. You know what I'm saying? Because like, yes, it's about them, but it's really about us.
About us, right?
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So that's more important to me than anything. I've sold more than 500. I honestly say more than 1,000, but on paper, data wise, quite literally like e-commerce wise, I've sold easily over 500 of these hoodies. So it's like, that's more important to me than one popular nigga.
I feel you. No,
to be honest.
That's important.
It was real like serendipitous that I got to be able to like fully, hand it like a whole set over to somebody like her, because don't nobody even got the whole set quite yet.
That's exclusive.
Yeah, definitely.
So, bro, my fault, gang.
I was just about to say, we have a couple more minutes left. We probably have like 5 more minutes left. We want to get in the last couple questions, and then make sure you get in your last couple questions. I want to ask, when did you meet Vic, real quick? If you just go over that real quick.
Yeah, so
how you met Vic?
I always say this in every interview, but I'm a big Hov fan. Love me some Hov down. Yeah, we from Chicago. I love me some Hov down. Bad, real bad. And once I seen that he got signed to Rock Nation, like my homie had started putting me onto his music. And I was just like really on it. He dropped You Mad, and I'm like, oh, this nigga raw. Like he got some, he got some different swag and stuff to him. So probably like around the 444 tour. When he started opening for Jay-Z, I think that maybe was 2016 too still. I think I probably was about 16 or 15 or 16. And I had made a jacket for Vic when he had got locked up for protesting, like downtown by Jones and shit.
Oh, damn.
And that was just because like I felt so empowered and moved by how much he was speaking up about, everything that was going on. And even just the fact like Vic was the first one to tell me about like Palestine, like free Palestine. I had made a free Palestine leather jacket in 2017.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the way that he was so like on top of like certain movements and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the type of legend I want to like honor respectfully. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got the blessed opportunity to give him the jacket that I made at Reckless Records in Wicker Park. I still got that on the Instagram page. You can look at that, Chicago Creates Legends. And it was just like an instant, like, like sibling bond off rip. He like, yo, you look like you could like literally be my little sister. And I'm like, shit, I am your little sister. So he's always acted like my big brother. And even just, his success with 93 Boys, like I'm so heavily, engulfed with that.
Did you do a photo shoot with that too? Or
yes,
did you?
For sure. Yes, no, that's
my
that's my team quite literally. That's my family for real. Shout out to 93 Boys too. Make sure y'all go cop that loud. But yeah, I just feel like anything that he's involved with, quite literally, I've done my best to support and vice versa. And that's all you can ask out of like a family member, a team member, a friend, anything. You know what I'm saying? So that means a lot to me. We've been locked in like probably almost 10 years by now.
Yeah. That's fire. Because I do always see y'all be doing stuff, and I always thought y'all was related to.
Literally, that's my dog. That's why I always thought all the time, bro. Quite literally, like even when we first locked in, he was like, "Yo, Gherbo, like go let my little sister in." At Sprite, he did a whole Sprite ad. Like, yo, Sprite, that's my okay, bet, cool. Like I'm locked in with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's nice to, you know, have that connection like authentically.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah.
Bro, do you have anything else?
Yeah, no, shit. Really just want to give you your flowers, Kim.
Thank you so much.
I want to say, like, shit, I first probably discovered, like, Kim products through, like, the High Life guys. So all the HL, Mac, Kari, Sunny, and them. And then just to see the growth, right, from Kim products to, you know, putting out dope hoodies, to seeing the tattooing, going to New York. I don't even know if you noticed, but your homie Mr. A-Pop, we had him DJ one of our events.
Oh,
and I found out about him through one of your posts.
Oh, I love that. That's hard.
So yeah, really just want to say thank you. But then my final question is, like, you know, looking back, right, you've done a lot of great things and continuing to do a lot of dope stuff. What advice would you give your younger self? I guess, like, now that you've kind of persevered through some stuff and gone through some adversity and had a lot of wins as well, but, like, what would you say to your younger self in terms of advice?
Yeah, just keep taking that risk. You know what I'm saying? I would say that to anybody of any age, like, keep taking that risk. Always invest in your art and always invest in, like, your, like, personal, you know, spirituality, whatever that's going to be for you. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a believer of a higher power in some type of form, whether that be just positivity for the day. You know what I'm saying? Just always keep your head high, keep your chin to the sky, and just, like, stay focused.
Definitely. Yeah. And one last thing I want to ask is, like, what's next? Like, you know, you're tattooing now. Like, I'm like, that's even another thing.
I love
like,
that.
like what's next? Like, and like, yeah, like, what do you enjoy the most? You know,
that's hard. I would probably give you a different answer every day.
Yeah, really.
But I think, like, what's next in terms of, like, you know, like, shot products and just Kim Aponi period is constant elevation. You know what I'm saying? Today is 1 year anniversary of my first mixtape.
Hey.
Yeah, so exactly. So it's been really nice to step into that world and, like, even just learn how to engineer and just have so much more respect for, like, you know, the behind the scenes of the film industry, the sound industry, and, like, really just kind of build my craft like that. Shout out to Studio Metatron, Nikki Darko real quick, because I wouldn't have even gone into that as much as I did if I didn't have the support of my community. So honestly, definitely, like, more clothes, more music, more tattoos, more everything, for real. I really just want people to always remember, like, that butterfly effect. My middle name, Aponi, means butterfly. So always just that level of transformation and just seeing how you can constantly, you know, up that skull. That's important to me. So that's what we on.
I feel you. Well, it's been fun.
A lot of fun, man.
Yeah, we did our thing.
Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot.
Thank you guys so much. And this is a long time overdue.
I
know, I really appreciate y'all so much. I've been really wanting to do something with y'all soon.
I know. Yeah. I remember I've been, like, seeing you in person, be like, yo, like, we got to do this, and you know, we finally got it in. Exactly.
And more to come too, for sure. This is the first of many.
Definitely. Shout out to the Ghetto Flower, man. You already know they got the realest and the fucking spielest on this motherfucker all the time.
It takes one to
I'm
know.
always a good fan of y'all too, and I love how y'all elevate and up the score with y'all brand as well.
No, appreciate you.
Definitely.
That's it. Fresh Flower Podcast. We out. Appreciate you, Kim.
Be gone.